Good morning. We started very early this morning. It was still dark. We found two big male lions. We call them Mad Eye Moody and Pretty Boy. We followed them deep into the forest, and Mad Eye sniffed out a leopard kill in a tree. So Mad Eye climbed up the tree and got the kill and ate it, and now they've moved off. But the leopard is still up at the top of this tree over here, and we're waiting for her to come down. I can just see her tail over there. But she's obviously had a big fright, so she's a little bit scared at the moment. So we might be in this vehicle for a few more hours, and there's nowhere to get out and have a cup of coffee. Hence my new invention. Check this out. We're sitting here with the pride of lions we call the Misfits, Chobe National Park. I'm going to make an entire video now about coffee. I'm Robert Hofmeyr. I'm a wildlife cameraman. I spent a lot of time in this vehicle, sitting in this chair, waiting for lions to actually do something, because most of the time they're just sleeping. So we have to make this area as comfortable as possible. I've got PowerPoints everywhere, USBs, we always have some apples or other snacks back here. I've plumbed a water pipe to the fridge, so I have cold water on tap. Use a little button on it here, and when you press it, it actually pumps water from the fridge into my water bottle. My plan for the future is to invent, develop and patent a car seat with a hatch underneath it, so that I can actually just open a hole beneath me and take a while I'm filming the wildlife, and then I never have to go back to camp. I've always had trouble making coffee in the vehicle. We started out just filling up a thermos with coffee, but that's a job and it gets cold. I then moved on to the hand presso auto machine, which I went through. It was a great machine, but they weren't reliable. I went through 3 in 2 years, and they were quite expensive. So at that point I modified a small Espresso machine so that it would run off lower wattage, and we taped it here in the middle of the car, so we had a nice machine here to make coffee, which was it worked very well, but it was quite clunky. Finally we found the Outin Nano, and I bought this myself. It's a really nice little portable battery powered coffee machine. Outin recently sent me their new Mino coffee machine and their Fino grinder. Haven't even tested them yet, so we'll be checking them out in this video. The lions have moved back to the kill now. I'm actually here with my good friend Derek, who's filling in for Andy on this trip. Andy wasn't available, but they're quite similar actually. Derek's twin daughters are actually big fans of this channel, so we must say hi to them.
Hello Hopi, hello Mimi.
Let's get back to the video. This is the new Outin Mino. Comes in this nice little bag. It's smaller than the Nano, but it's been upgraded in a few ways. The pump is slightly stronger. The battery is quite a bit larger, so it can now do up to 6 cups if you're using cold water on a charge, whereas the Nano did 4. And it can do hundreds of cups if you use hot water, which is how we use it. It's also a bit more water resistant than the old one. And there was one other, a very important feature, is it now has fast charging. Okay, let's have a look. I've left my beans at home, so I'm not going to show you the grinder. And right now, I'll do that later, but I'll just make a cup with a pod, which is the easiest way anyhow if you're in the vehicle. You've got your little holder here that you put your pod in, like so. That pops in like that, and screw it on there. The cup is slightly different in that you can either lock it in like that for travel, or you can sort of stand it like that when you are making the coffee, so there's space for the coffee to drip in. The one thing with the original Outin Nano is it has a one-way valve here, and what would happen is as the water heated in the top would actually push the lid off. So what I did was there was a little plastic peg sort of pin here, and I just broke that off, so the valve was now two-way, which improved the Nano. On the Mino, it is a valve. They have made it better now. They've improved it. Now the air can flow both ways through that valve. That makes sense, Derek?
Absolutely.
Good. So we always make coffee with hot water. Just means the battery lasts forever and we don't need to charge, and it's quicker. I think this takes about 3 minutes to heat water if you use cold water, but 3 minutes is 3 minutes too long when you want a cup of coffee. So you put your water in there, about 50 mils, close it up. Now, if you're using cold water, you press and hold the button and it will then heat the water, and after that push the water through the pod. But we've put in hot water, so we will just double press like so. Making a nice noise. It's got a deeper noise, this pump, and it's quite a lot quieter, which is useful if you're a wildlife filmmaker and you need to keep quiet sometimes. Then, look at the crema.
Oh, thick
and creamy. I'm not actually a coffee connoisseur, to be clear. I'm just an addict.
Smells good.
That's actually really nice. All right, we will catch up later when we test the grinder and making coffee from bean to cup in the vehicle. Outin did send me a code, which I will put in the description below, and that will give, I think, you 10% off things, and me another 10% of what you pay. So you win and I get money. All right, it's now late afternoon. These incredibly fat lions are not doing much at all. Sleeping, relaxing, they're very, very happy. Let's have a look at this Fino grinder from Outin. It's pretty simple. Rechargeable, battery powered. You twist over here to access the hopper and you put the beans in there. And then over here is you can adjust your grind coarseness, and then the ground coffee comes out there. So let's give it a test. We are going to find, I've got the accessories kit for the little Outin Mino, and that comes with a little spoon. Now the Outin Mino takes 12 grams of coffee, so you should probably ideally weigh exactly 12 grams, but I'm gonna have to estimate, make a mess. I'm gonna put in a spoonful, and then I'm gonna put in some more, and you can actually close the hopper like so. The coarseness is very important. So for example, if you're doing a AeroPress, you probably want it a bit coarser, or a pour over, but we are doing for the Mino, so we are going between 2.1 and 3 is recommended, so I'm going to select 2.2. Now I don't want to wake up the lions, so I'm going to ask Derek to just start the car, and then I'll press the button. Quite quiet, silent. First time I've used this thing. so it goes quiet and it just turns itself off automatically when the beans are finished grinding. Luckily, none of this equipment is too expensive. Let's get out our Outin. Don't laugh at that. Fino. Mino. Let's get out the Mino. Now, previously we used it to make capsule coffee. So we're going to remove the capsule holder, and we'll then get the basket that comes with it. You take this little lid off the basket, then it's got a sort of plastic adapter that clips onto the lid. Tap it, open it up. The Fino comes with a little lid which we can screw on, and then the lid has a little lid that screws off. Then this goes on there and flip.
Hey, presto.
No problem. The scoop doubles as a tamper, so it's got a little scoop, but you can also fold it in like that and tamp it nicely like that. There we go. Okay, have a look in there. That looks quite good. Pop off the adapter, find the little lid that goes into that piece. This whole thing screws into the Mino like so. Now we don't have hot water, so this time what I'm going to do is use a bit of cold water, very, very cold water. I'm going to put in, let's see, 50 mils. There we go. And then I'll put this on. Previously when I had hot water I double pressed to just operate the pump. Now I'm going to press and hold to turn on the heater. It'll take a little bit of time, 2 minutes or so, maybe 2.5 minutes to heat the water, and then it will automatically start pushing the water through the coffee. So while we wait for this, I'll tell you a little bit about these lions. These are the Misfits. They are the lions we are filming. There are 13 of them in total, including the cubs. Oh, here it goes. And the one at the far back is called Broken Paw, who has a badly injured paw and often can't keep up with the Pride, has been separated from the Pride for over a week now, and she just found them today. So we're really happy that they're all back together and healthy and full. It's very quiet, this, compared to the older one. It's really, really good. Derek, you want to try some?
Yes.
There we go. It is really good. It's actually really good. Alright, we'll see you in the next one. Bye bye. It's like being waterboarded, but with coffee.